Hey Twitch, what's up? It's your boy Zor. Saturday morning, which means we're busting out some retros. It's time to do some runs, see how much better we've gotten in the past week. Jamming some Robocop for Game Boy, which really doesn't sound like the Robocop theme, but that's perfectly fine. The music is great. It's much better than the NES version, or the Commodore version, or any of those. But we're here, we're not at PAX, like everybody else, because, you know, we're broke. Broke gamers. But yeah, we're gonna get started here. I'm gonna do some Castlevania first, and then some Trojan, and what else are we doing runs on? I don't even know anymore. Contra, Double Dragon, another Galaga run. We did our not Saturday runs, but we played some NES game and we broke 100,000 on NES Galaga, so we'll see how that goes. This other computer isn't updating. Try to take care of that for you. But let's go ahead and get on it. Pro fade. Get a pro fade. So how you doing today, everybody, on Twitch and beyond? Even if you're in VOD land, watching this after the fact, what's going on? And why is my there it is. I'm like, why isn't the game showing up? That's why. Get some coffee before we go. Delve into the land of moving sprites. That computer's not updating, but it looks like everything else is going, so might as well just start, right? Boom, 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 boom. Time to put these skills to the test. Ding. We've missed that every time. Like when I'm playing Nintendo, I don't miss that. I don't know what's up. Maybe it's because I try too hard now. Probably really is what it is. I try so hard to get that. I care too much. You gotta stop caring in cases. Don't want that money. Boom 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 boom. Nope. Doing terrible. I'll get into it. I probably should play something else first. You know, get the dust the cobwebs off these old fingers. But we jump right into it every time. Should probably start with another game I don't care too much about, like Shinobi or something. Oh, you know, I bet you that's not running because it tried to pop out the other day, even though I hit reload. Maybe reload didn't even work. I computer's like not quintessential anyway. I mean, it's a laptop, not really a computer. If I had a second computer, I'd be streaming off a second computer. And anyway, don't need to burden you with my hardware woes. Ugh. I didn't want to duck there. I would have gotten it, but like I said, the D-pad on this controller is not 100%. Great controller, but not only a great controller, but one of the earlier wired ones that were, you know, before people were still even using all their Xbox controllers or PS controllers on computer. This one was working. But not the best D-pad. It's not the worst D-pad though, that's the other thing. It's not the worst D-pad. I highly recommend the controller. But I'm pretty sure the Xbox One's D-pad, I've never used one, but it's probably slick. One of the later revisions of the Xbox 360 controllers, I only ever had the crappy one. Well, I mean, it wasn't really crappy, but it wasn't as good as the other one. But the other one, the later one, had an improved D-pad. And it was really tight. Both in how it feels and, you know, oh, that's tight. Boom, boom, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Bing, 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 bing. That was a lot of hearts. Oh. Like, you can tell you get hit before you get hit because you... Well, if you can't tell you're getting hit before you get hit on a lot of occasions, then I guess you're not paying enough attention. It's just innate to me to be able to know. I've been playing games a long time. That was kind of a dick move. That guy just spawned a weapon. Do 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 do. Dun, 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 dun. It's the third time I've changed weapons this level, and it won't be the last. Whoops. Nope. Woo! That was one of those. Oh! Not off to a good start, are we? I want that heart. Alright. And we're screwing around. Twice. Thread St. Castlevania 3. Can't believe in Castlevania 3 they had a jump. It was like you'd go over to the second brick up here, the one that I destroyed, and you're like, well, that jump is impossible. Or it was like, I guess that brick was moved halfway. An impossible jump, but it was possible because like the very edge of his toe, like he wasn't even on it. It would be like, I don't even know if I can land, because in Castlevania 1 you can't land it. See, he always puts his foot on it. In Castlevania 3 there's a specific jump you have to make, and it's like he's completely off the block when you make that jump. See, this game won't allow it. I don't want that crap. Not that I use the weapons anyway. What are you? Castlevania 3, man. People start swearing by it now, because, you know, there's a whole movement of people who are like, Simon's Quest sucks. It's like, I was saying Simon's Quest sucked at the beginning. It's not that it didn't suck. I mean, it's not that it sucked in its own right. It just sucked coming off of Castlevania 1. It's just like, Legend of Zelda 2, which really should have been a different game, and it would have been awesome. But you're coming off of Legend of Zelda 1, and nobody wanted that. Nobody wanted that crap. I mean, it's cool, but it's not what we wanted. It's not when the day it came out, you go to somebody's house, and nobody wanted to play that. We had like 11 people at this my friend's house, and nobody wanted to play it. Not even really me. And I was the guy who got second, because, you know, it was his house, so he got first, and then I got second, because I was his homeboy, and I was also one of the better ones at it, so it was like, let's see what this game has. But nobody wanted to play it. And I was like, hey, anybody want to try it before me? Because I knew I was going to get into it and play it, but I didn't even really want to play it. It was that disappointing. We all just kind of wanted to sit there and go, what are we playing? And like I said, it was a good game. Beat it, you know, like... But it's like the Final Fantasy Spirits Within should never have been called Final Fantasy. Everyone would have loved that movie. The movie gets better the more times you watch it. It's just, like the ending was just really... Give me that extra man. But I got hit this time. It gives me a triple multiply, which I get out here anyway in the stage 3. But yeah, it was just it was little things with that movie, but they did so many things right. But it had that Final Fantasy name on it, and that ending was stupid, and the song was like on top of the stupid ending, it had that, I don't know. You'd have to go listen to the song. It just sounds like trying too hard. That movie was trying too hard. Fucking beautiful though. They should have continued to make movies. It's like they just disassembled their studios too early. But Square could be great, and it still could be. I mean, and the Japanese companies are working together so they could actually help them become good. They lost their touch. They're killing it in the mobile market. And we don't see any of that over here. But, you know, I don't care about the games that they're attaching to anyway, which is Final Fantasy. I don't care. Square had published a whole bunch of great games. And then developed a couple of them. And then Enix as well had, but together, you would think that they would have brought this stuff out and and started making some of those titles again, but no. Both those companies got wasted. It's not like it's over for them. It's never over. But give them a couple of years. Japanese market's catching back up. Finally, you know, after all that reshifting at Nintendo, they're finally getting their crap together. That's because Namco and Sega and Koei and everybody is all coming to each other's aid. Ugh, I couldn't duck it. Dun, 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 dun. I swear there's something in this level. There it is. I'm like, it has something to do with that corner, and it's not dead falling. Like last week when I was telling you that's the story about how we used to tell people they were doing it wrong because they get a whole bunch of lives if they jumped off the edge. This shit was hilarious. Whoops, all your lives are over. My turn. Okay, I have to use it. I'm not getting hit by you. Whatever. They're just hearts and I don't use them all anyway. I don't get as high of a score, but we're not even at the point where we're really competing for score right now. Right now we just need to get past these levels, and then we'll start farming for points later, you know, later in the season. Season hasn't even started yet, we're in pre-season. Boom, bye bye bird. Dun, dun, dun. That's alright. Oh, I want over here. Oh, I tried to jump. Dog it and relentless. I need more coffee already. First cup doesn't last. Alright, here's our nemesis now. When you get to stage 11... You mean 4 or 10? That's right, stage 10. You mean stage 4? You're gonna fall down in this water 3 times. I needed that, actually. Oh, already. Ah. Let's take a moment for that one. I thought maybe if I put myself in the right position, he would dip under this point, but no. That shows my unfamiliarity with this, so I mean, it's truthful. You guys are watching talent develop before your eyes, you know, and great talent, because, you know, like it or not, I'm a great talent. Bitch complain, talk about how egotistical I am and how much of an asshole I am. Yeah, you come over here and you fucking put yourself up on the fucking stick, and we'll see who's better, you know. And it's not just one game. You're good at one game, you know. We're gonna play a set. We're gonna play a set, and you're gonna go home and understand how much you have to learn. All right, so you're watching a great talent progress, because I've never put this much time in this game, you know. It's, you know, 2 weekends in a row here. Fuck, you know, like, I haven't played this game high level competitive. And you guys, well, you guys didn't see. I should play Batman and show you guys what happened on Batman or Ninja Gaiden, man. You should see my Ninja Gaiden game now. The River of Death. I'm on stage 11, bro. What the hell? Come on, dude. I'm so weird. Stage 11, dude. Boom, boom, boom. It's the Rygar. Tecmo and Konami. We're kind of doing similar stuff here. Ninja Gaiden or Rygar. I might just play Rygar today, just after we get done with our runs. Just play some Rygar. We don't have any cartoons on. Oh well. Full attention to the game right now. Oh, I forgot. We got Dragon Boy. After I wasted some life on him. What was the weapon I had? Too late now. Oh, come on. I see it up there. It was, whatchamacallit. Whatever it was, whatever it will be. Whatchamacallit? Holy water. It was the holy water. Who are we fighting? At least I get one more chance after this. Frankenstein. Oh, wrong way, dude. Don't do that. Oh my god, I'm dumb. I'm letting myself get hit. Oh, I'm stupid. One life. You know, the bosses don't... Well, at least the first 4 bosses don't usually give me trouble, and I need to not get hit by this dumb shit. I like the money from the last one. I didn't even get that 5. Bum, 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 bum. Ah. Oh my god. Alright, that's it. I'm getting whooped. That was terrible. That was terrible. Alright, so we beat our last score and our last stage from last week, so it's not that bad, because this is last week's, which you can't see. Oh, it's because I'm doing game capture instead of screen area capture. So I can add this image up here real quick. Blink. This was last week's scores. And we were at 7120, now we're at 85,420. 420! And yeah, so let's go ahead and add a whole bunch of text, huh? And it's gonna take time. In time, we'll be dancing in the streets of love. Watched Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure the other night with Cricklin. That was fun. Today's scores. Add text. Doom 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 doom. Clack, 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 clack. Like how I type? It's my ultimate. Oh, you know what? These need to be bold. That's why. I'm like, why do these look wrong? Dun 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 dun. Text. If you could see my workspace right now for this scene, you'd be like, what the hell are you doing? Castlevania. We are 85,420. Stage 12. You know? We mean stage 4 boss. That's what we really mean. Alright, let's get rid of last week's scores. This is all going to be crammed over here. I'm sorry, my layout is not as good as it used to be. Or was last week. It's because I shifted everything over and I'm using OBS now. It gets that 60 frames a second. I got my scroll working. I got a bunch of other stuff working. Yeah. Sorry, I had to pop that down a little bit because that Geeks and Dorks logo was on top of that. Alright, let's do the next game for the week's run. We'll go ahead and run Contra. Oh. After this game, I'll have to get another cup. And like I said, we would be better at this game on an NES. What's up? Mowers are coming. That sucks. She's inside unless somebody just put her out, because I just let her in. Anyway, let's get to this. What are you doing? Going to work? Is it 11 already? No. She got a moment. Alright. Contra run. Then we'll go get a cup of coffee and say what's up to Tricky Lynn. And then, yep. Then we'll get on to, I don't know, Double Dragon or something like that. Whatever our next run game is going to be. Oh yeah, we got Trojan too. Oh my, you know what? I was using the wrong button. Wait a minute. Can I even jump? Or is it because I'm holding this? No? It's because I hit the wrong button. Great start. Oh well. I'm not dead. Needs to be better at this game, I swear. But we're in preseason, so it will get better. And especially when I get into the new era. Oh, I almost just jumped on the pit. Yeah, by the time season starts, these games will be on par. But preseason retro Saturdays. And, you know, we're not at PAX. I'm assuming you're not at PAX if you're watching. When you're watching. You guys that are watching, not if you're watching. There are people who are watching. There are also possibly people who watch it on VOD. If you're on YouTube, hello. Welcome to the channel. Subscribe. Check us out on Twitch live. But we're on Twitch right now. So, hi Twitch. Get it. This game was just over the top with sound effects. It was one of those games I wish I had owned. I would have been, you know, I wouldn't be screwing around like this. I mean, if you watch me play any of the games I own, or even games I didn't own and I got practice in. This game, I can beat it when I get into, well, I think without this D-pad, but even with this D-pad maybe, but I can beat it on the 3 lives. See, that's where I hit down on the D-pad, and it's because I'm using Tron controller, and like I said, it's not 100%, you know, it's because their D-pad's good for other titles, because, see, right there, it's when you're holding down and the right or the left take priority, and since it's in a, like it's kind of curved, and inside the D-pad, see, it doesn't stay, inside it's a circle instead of a square, so you don't get innate cardinals, because this D-pad was designed for games that utilize a lot of diagonals, and you would want that. See, you know, I'm getting up every time I'm crouching, which is something that shouldn't happen, but that's because if you're not dead on. So, pardon my crappy play. I'm gonna have to start just doing this up and down here like that instead of getting all frisky with it. But that, the sideways play of my controller is a side effect of having to play it with and I don't know if you can hear those lawnmowers or not. Oh, I don't know why I jumped. I know I know this game. I know where they can reach me. It's a side effect of 2 things. And one, when you play Nintendo, you play like that. I'm not playing necessarily straight on the D-pad. I'm playing slantwise. And then 2, my left thumb isn't. I don't know. I'm sort of paying attention. I'm down on the waterfall stage anyway. You know I am. This run's gonna be, at least as long as the runs get better than the previous runs, that's all we can hope for, right? And then when we get into season, then we'll do stuff. But anyway, my thumb doesn't go all the way back on the left side, and I think it gives me a little bit of stability and dexterity that allowed me to do it, but it also changes the flexibility of my thumb, so straight up and down actually is painful for me, or used to be really when I was a kid. I mean, I can still feel the, because it fights back against it, there's a resistance. The resistance! But, yeah, so I had to modify the way I played in order to do that. You know, I'm not, I have deficiencies. Partially they're attitudinal and emotional and developmental in some forms, you know, like attention span and OCD stuff, but they're also physical. I'm like, did I get the one? But there's two of them. There's two of them that come out for each player. I like laser. Most people weren't, because they, you know, but I like laser. It's the power! Hoverboards don't work on water. Oh, what are you? Spread. You gotta do it. You can't say no to the spread gun. Well, you can, but very rarely in this game can you say no to the spread gun. Shit, what am I doing? I have to make a decision and objectively look at everything. Like I said, my diagonals are not 100%, so I'm not trusting in my ability to not fall off cliffs. A few different. Let's get through this. Let's hope this guy doesn't have a conniption fit and act oddly. This is where laser actually like is really good. Oh, that was dumb. I'm stupid. Get that out of the way. Oh, I got past that. I walked past that. 62,100. Last week's was 33,700. I died in stage 2 though. That was where, again, I was hitting that with the D-pad, and I was just, all of a sudden my guy would stand up. So now that we're learning this stuff, it's getting a little bit better. But we're at 62,100 here. So let's go ahead and add. Or I wonder if we can edit existing text. Properties, and then hit a return key and do Contra. Yes, it does work. And we're gonna say, oh, this would need to say boss. Except that gets into the screen, kinda, doesn't it? My stuff is all crammed. Okay, don't worry about saying boss. Who cares, right? Oh, gods. Okay. Whoa, Congra. What game is that? 6100, stage 4. Yes, crappy scores this week. Crappy scores this week. So yeah. That was Contra's run for the week. Up next, we've got... Oh, we got Kung Fu. Kung Fu! Oh. We're Spartanax. We're playing Spartanax. I don't like the spacing on that. Kanta. Gods. What is wrong with me? Okay. Add text. I'm terrible today. It's that I'm not at that second cup of coffee yet. You gotta bear with me. Stage 4. There. Now I can change the spacing. I can do one of these this week. Stop playing with that. Go play a game. Okay, I will. Let's do our Spartanets run. Kung Floozies. Now last week, why am I using kick? Because I was hitting the wrong button. Last week we got to Mr. X, I think. Well, I know we beat him in that midweek play where we were just kind of playing around. So we're getting better again. This game isn't too bad on the D-pad. Oh, don't hit me with your stick, punk. So I actually can play this game pretty well without it. It's funny because like my friend owned this, and like a good friend, so I actually could play it a decent amount, but it's like he didn't play it too competitively, so we didn't play it too much. Like I played it every so often, and you know, because I thought I could do that. I mean, I was just jumping over him last week, but I thought maybe. What? Oh, I thought that was a snake. Oh, on the head. See, that's a terrible level. So yeah, we didn't play that too much. We were playing ice hockey, and he had Kid Icarus, so we played a lot of Kid Icarus. Boomer. What? Doing. Hey, the lawnmower stopped. What? The sound effects. And I like the whoop. Ding dong, answer the door, it's an extra man. You don't want an extra kung fu guy coming into your house. But he's there. Did you order some knuckles? He sure wants to deliver some. Oh yeah, this guy. But he's punching this one. We got to him last time on the second game, and he starts throwing those kicks out there, so we'll have to watch that if we get to him this time. We're doing pretty good though. We're on level 4. Oh. It's kind of cool too, because you know they start you out going left or right to. Oh, I don't know what I thought about. I like kicking those. Oh. Like they start you out going right to left, which is cool. That's different. And then they have you walking back and forth. Like, you know, for an early game, they were thinking, you know, let's change it up. Oh, the Hunchback of Freak Show. Doing. You just have to take the damage there when he throws that thing down. Watch out for the knife. Level 5. I'm coming, lady. Stop laughing at me like that. Oh, maybe it's Mr. X. Maybe, just maybe. Like punching little. It looks like little kids in the face. Like, I don't condone, you know, like shaking babies, throwing kids, stuff like that. But it's funny when it happens, like in movies or this game, because that dude's getting punched in the face. And they're like, "Hey, come here!" Oh, jumping knuckles! Oh, don't hold on to me. I keep moving. But it's things like in Suburban Commando with Oh gods. Hulk Hogan. They got that kid that he's getting the cat out of the tree, and then they're holding on to the limb, and they go flying. That shit used to crack us up all day. Or like Panic Room was a horrible movie. That's the Forrest Whitaker, Jodie Foster movie. Directed by David Fincher, so you think it would be good, but it was horrible. Doing, come on, dude, doing yourself, doing. You can't block the kicks. Oh, jeez. He deserves to laugh at me for that. Oh God, he's not the lawnmower, it's the blower. They sit here with the blower for longer than they mow the frickin' lawn. That shit pisses me off. Yes, I'm not mowing my lawn. It's not my fault I don't have a lawnmower. I'll be out there mowing that shit. At least I wouldn't be doing it at 7 in the morning. At least it's not 7 in the morning right now, but damn, they do that all the time. It just pisses me off. I can't play my game, even though I got headphones in. Anyway, yeah, that movie sucked. I'm like, David Fincher, what the hell? But, wow! This guy just, he did not like very nearly getting beat. I'm just gonna beat your shins until you lose, man. That jump kick was brutal last time. There. Hit me with that jump kick. But yeah, in the end of Panic Room, at some point, the little kid who's in the house gets thrown across the room into a fireplace, and that shit just cracked me up. Kid deserved it too, whatever the hell the kid was doing. Like I said, I only saw that movie once, and it sucked. Kids who get punched or thrown or something, that shit, it's great comedial movie fodder. Even if it's not supposed to be funny, I laugh. But then again, I'm the person who was, it was like me and 2 other friends, and we went to go see American Psycho. It was weird because apparently nobody knew what that movie was about, and we didn't really either. When we went to go see it in the theater, we were like, American Psycho, who's this Christian Bale? Whatever, we're gonna go see this thing, right? And we went to go see it. Oh, we were cracking up so hard, we were actually falling out of our seat. We were laughing so hard, and we were like the only 3 people. I think it was 3 of us. It was either 3 or 4. We were the only people in that theater laughing, and the theater was like half full. And people were looking at us like we were fucking wrong for laughing. They thought this was some serious horror flick. We're like, this dude is having a delusion because we could see it. You could see it. This guy is talking about Huey Lewis in the news while he's ready to chop somebody up. And we were cracking up. And these people were not laughing. They were not having any of it. I think by the end of the movie they realized that it was a comedy. Yeah, I'm stupid. I gotta remember, you cannot kick snakes. Snakes? Why'd it have to be snakes? See, and you don't... You also don't want to try to get underneath them, because then they'll change direction on you. We went to go see Terminator 3 when that came out in the theater, and that movie is absolute trash, but we were cracking up at that one too, because that movie was ridiculous. How do you have... it was almost like, I don't know, they had a helicopter chase a helicopter, and then a plane, or was it 2 helicopters chase a plane, or something like that. But there were like 3 aerial vehicles going after each other. One lands, the other one gets in there, and then the third one crashes right into all of it. Or maybe it was just one or the other. I don't know. It was stupid. That movie was absolutely retarded. Is where they jumped the truck over. It was like, jumped the truck over Claire Danes. There we go again. Who was being tackled by the Terminatrix, and somehow that truck does not hit Claire Danes at all and takes the Terminatrix out. That's what I get for telling stories. I didn't even get to that stage 3 thing, but that's better than last week. 168,990. Let's go ahead and add that to the board. 168, 990. What is that? What are you looking for? The whole thing of hairbands is right there. 68, 990, we'll call it stage 7. We gotta change the font. And bold. Doing. Dong. Okay. You leaving?
No, I'm gonna finish.
You should make me some coffee. No, I'll go do it in a second. I'm like, make me some coffee. That's why you word it like you should. You should. 168, 990, we're up on the board. Okay. I wasn't even done playing that game. It's still in my head. Like, I want to continue playing that game. But we have to move on. Our Trojan game isn't going to be is not going to be long. Oh, they stopped the blower. Thank you. And this is a game I want to get better at. It's ugly. It's not the best, but it's different. It was when Capcom was making different. So, let's get to it. Thanks for joining us. You're watching, what the hell are you watching? You're watching me on Retro Saturdays, where I do some challenges, do my weekly challenges on a couple of games. We're still deciding the game for the season, but I think we're pretty set on Castlevania, Kung Fu / Spartan X, and Trojan for this season coming up. Last season we had Ninja Gaiden and Batman. And Retro Saturdays, after we do that, we do end up playing a game. I'll probably end up playing just Rygar for a while today. But we also showcase some of the talent, so you will see the results of last season. When you know, one of these weeks, you know, usually once a month, we'll do runs for games that we already had played. But we'll get to it. Don't want to bore you with just me talking. I can talk while I screw up playing a game. But yeah, tell your friends. There's shit on Saturday mornings again. Saturday mornings aren't always desolate. Jump on Twitch. There's people playing games. It's just like, you know, being at a friend's house, except you get to be in your own house. That way you can sit around in your underwear if you want, you know? Didn't you hate it when you went to a friend's house and they'd sit around in their underwear? Like, you're like, why the hell did you take your pants off? You're like, this is my room. It's like, you need to put your pants on because I'm about to leave. You used to have to tell a friend that. Fucking weird. You know, that's weird. That's weird. Kick him out of his own room. That's what we used to do. We'd be like, you need to go stay in the living room. Okay. I got that at the cost of fighting mutated roly-poly here. You can kick him out of his own room and be like, you go, if you got to sleep that way, you go sleep in your own living room. We're standing here all night playing video games with our clothes on. Aw, you made me coffee. That's fabulous. You don't have to. Thank you. Time to get cracked out on caffeine and play this game. Wonderful, wonderful. Whoa. This game is, I'm playing the satisfying games. That's what I'm playing. You know, Castlevania is, I shouldn't put that up there. It's still full. And it still is. My elbows are on the table, and my table is not secure because it's a damn card table. The table is only... Well, you can't see it, but it's barely outside. It's like that wide, see? That's as wide as my table is, because, like I said, equipment woes. But, yeah, I'm playing the brutally satisfying games that are just, like, This is like beating somebody with a stick. I don't feel like I have a sword. I feel like I have a stick that I beat these people with. Castlevania is a brutally satisfying game. Aww, I almost got him before my boots wore out. And definitely Kung Fu is one of those brutally satisfying games. Oh! In playing this game twice, I have found this guy's pattern. Whoop-de-doo, he's like an early guy. I want to go down there. We have a skull with a sword through it. That means he killed somebody, whomever the boss is, killed somebody, and then decided that their skull deserved to continue to have the sword stuck in it. For all those to see. This game had good music. And the arcade version of this is cool too. It's different. I don't mind different. As long as you don't make like a super crappy version. If you make it slightly different, and I mean it's pretty much the same, but it's different. Like the way the characters are, it's cool. It's like Roston, when Sega ported that to Master System, there's no way they would have gotten the arcade version to work that way. And both the arcade and the Master System are janky games. But, I still like both versions separately. I like how he's got like a little red dot in his eye. This guy, your main guy. He's a little bit evil. I don't use my shield that much. I'm sure later on I'm gonna have to when I get deeper into this game. But yeah, like Capcom didn't, you know, I would have liked them to actually have tried to put out Strider Arcade and just do a normal side-scroller Strider. But oh yeah, you gotta beat this guy with ferocity. You're like, hey ragamuffin, come here. Your purple hair does not impress me. You know, put out the Strider RPG thing, and then put out like a Strider Arcade or something on NES. But they did it on Genesis, which was cool enough, because Strider Arcade was jank, and Strider NES was jank in different ways. It's like, you know, on the texture flipping. Like here, see all the stuff that I don't know why I have a shield. I'm trying to Spartan exit, and here I go losing my first life. Ugh, but at least it's my first, instead of last time where I had already lost lives. You know, it's like Mega Man. You know, Capcom wasn't 100% trying to make the game as clean as possible. They weren't doing what Nintendo was doing. But they were still putting different out, and that was cool. See, I was hitting down there. You don't even have to hit down. You just have to get on that thing. It's time for some elevator action. Woo! Maybe I should put that game into the... I think that game's more of a... I don't know. That is a kind of one-credit game. I'm putting too many games in this season, I think. I should really focus on a couple, but I'm doing the one-credit, no-continue stuff. I thought maybe I could beat him to the punch. You just have to... Like last season we were doing like you'd play it and she died and then you'd reset and you'd start over, and I only had a couple of games and I would alternate between those games. Those dudes are tough now that they're not bosses. Oh, why did he take 2 hits? Because they probably do and I just wasn't paying attention. Get off here. Axe to the face. I don't even know what stage to call this. I don't even think we declared a stage last time. It was just for points. Aww. an axe to grind with you, sir. Huh, that was it. 4650. $21,400 was the last one, so 4650 is double improvement, which is what we expect. We expect to always kind of... What? We're not adding an image. We're adding text. Trojan. 4650. And we're not even dealing with stages on this game. Screw it, right? Correct! That is correct viewership. Screw it. Alright, so there's Trojan. You know, I like that game. Of course I do. Oh, I do have Kung Fu. I guess I could be playing Kung Fu instead of Spartan X. I wonder if the difficulty is different. You know, I said I wasn't done with this game, so let's try it. American version. And I do like the logo. I like the logo better than Spartan X. That blank white there. So we're gonna try this one more time, but with the American version, and just see if there is a difference. I doubt it. I mean, they got that game A, game B. This is a IREM game, but it was ported by Nintendo, and it was ported in '85, which was the first year it came out. So this was one of the early releases for the system. You know, you had Gyromite, and you had like Donkey Kong, and you had Popeye, and you had this. You know, pre-Zelda, because Zelda didn't come out until '86. Although I think the credit was '85. I don't think it came out until maybe... No, because, I mean, it wasn't a release title, and this probably came out Christmas '85. I'll have to check on that for sure. I'm pretty sure it was '86. Like, it was Christmas '86 when everybody was getting Zelda. Because that, you know, was... What, second grade? Everybody was getting Zelda in the second grade. Yeah, but... IREM's the people who put out R-Type and a bunch of different stuff. IREM's got great games. Oh, we're starting off poorly. It is harder because I suck at it. No, we're just... I mean, it's not like we're checking 100%. Oh, is the difficulty harder? How about enemy spawns? No, it's... If I get pretty much to the same, you know, stage 5 and not have an issue, die once, and we're checking behaviors before we flip. I bet you it's the same game. It's not like Nintendo would sit there and make their game harder. Some companies did, because some of these games on the Japanese version are actually easier than some of the American counterparts. And it goes both ways too. Some of these games they lowered the difficulty for American markets. But this is not the case. This was something that IREM didn't have the facilities, because they were still making arcade games, to really have put this on a new system, one that's hard to program for, or relatively was at the time, memory limitations, all that. There's a boomerang boss, huh? I can... Oh, take a boomerang to the back of the head. That's what I can do. Boom, boom, kick him. I like alternating. Well, the difficulty seems about the same. I mean, he was generating the same amount of boomerangs. And this won't count towards the score, because we already played it once. So if I do better, who cares? We're just kind of playing it. Thought maybe I could skip it. They make you listen to him laughing at you. Boom, 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 boom. It's like the music is almost like, oh, what's that song called? I can't even think of what the music's like. It reminds me of like a 60s or something song. Some of these games have musical cues that make me think of other games or other songs. Dun, 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 dun. So I bet you everybody at PAX is waking up going, oh my god, you know, it's the whole convention thing. I'm at a convention, so I need to get down there early because I know I'm going to be standing around and doing nothing, but I got to walk the convention hall over and over and over again. I'm sure PAX is more fun, but I don't want to be standing in line to play a demo to a game or anything like that, or even just kind of look at it. I'm far beyond that. When you've been running parts of conventions, you know, it all loses its, you know, you're like, I should be running this thing, you know, I could be doing bigger shows. The Twitch coverage is fun. I mean, Twitch coverage is always fun. The people who are on the broadcast here on Twitch is, or if you're watching this on YouTube, go watch the people on Twitch. They're fun people. Well, some of them, you know, like Co Carnage and Man vs. Game and Ezekiel the Third. Those guys, you know, I'm not down really with Justin Flynn. He wants to be me, but all he does is play Pokemon and Nintendo crap. Grow up. Well, of course he's younger than me. It's time for you to grow up. It's time for you to get some real skills. I'll fucking outright challenge you to a competition today, unpracticed. Run 5 games. You can play your fucking Pokemon. I don't give a shit. It's 1 game you get. I'll get 4. I'll choose my game, Virtual On. Let's do it. You know, that's one. You choose a game, I choose a game. I know yours is gonna be Nintendo. You're gonna lose that. I'll choose Soul Calibur, Pokemon, Tech. I'll choose any frickin' fighting game. I know you ain't gonna touch me. But multi-genre competition with that fool. Long hair versus long hair. But facial hair will win. I guarantee you it. I'll shave just to look at that guy. Maybe not facial hair versus facial hair, just long versus long, but that dude's going down, you know? He's not gonna win. He doesn't have the experience, he doesn't have the tenacity, he doesn't have the skills, he doesn't have the heart, he doesn't have the attitude. That's what I'm saying. I'm calling him out right now. Right now! Okay, I'm gonna sweep this guy to death. I got that 1 hit again. Oh, whoa, whoa! Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Do those numbers count down distance-wise as I go? I don't know. I'll have to check next level. Come on, stop jumping around, little. Let me kick you first. You about to leave?
Yes.
I had to make him go doing. When you beat people, it goes doing. Like really? What? Maybe tomorrow will be better than yesterday.
It will be.
It will be. Has to be, right? Bye. Well, there's a 1 up there, so looks like it. They tell you distance. Yep. In the head. Knife to the head. I'm always getting knives to the head. Double Dragon, which we'll play here in a little bit. Get knife to the head. 4, 5. I can count. It's Sesame Street. If you guys are just, I love this game. They just kind of walk into your knuckle. Doing. No, knifey. And we were at 168 before. And we're getting near there. Same difficulty. Just having put a game under my belt today, I'm doing better. But it doesn't count. Woohoo! Woohoo! Ugh. They're snaking me. 4. 5. Ho 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 ho. 6. And down. God. Okay, you need to go. No, you need to go. It's like a CB4. Hey, this is my bin. No, you got to go. He pulls the guy out of that laundry bin. If you've never seen CB4, you should watch that movie. Chris Rock, Chris Elliott, Charlie Murphy, what's his name? Damn, now I'm forgetting his name. He was in Cosby Show. Alan something. Fuck, just go watch that movie. Great soundtrack, great comedy. CB4. Go watch it today. That's your Saturday. I mean, it's like, on Saturdays, what'd you do? You know, you played video games, and you watched cartoons, and then you watched what was on TV, and then on Sundays, you, watched... Whoop, jump backwards. On Sundays, you played video games, ate cereal, watched cartoons, and then, you watched kung fu movies. At least we did. Okay, this guy uses his foot this time. Okay, you just need to... Fucked around too long instead of just abusing that guy. But yeah, we watched kung fu movies because we had our local station was before all the UHF stations got picked up by big companies, so they just play whatever they want. They had kung fu theater, and so we watched martial arts movies on Sunday. But on Saturdays, you watch whatever came on TV. So, you know, TV edits of crap like Ferris Bueller's Day Off or RoboCop TV edit. Yeah, we were watching RoboCop back then. You'd be 10 watching RoboCop. But CB4, watch it. Great movie. Do it for your Saturday. Do it for yourself. Make your Saturday a better Saturday. More. Oh my God! The guy jumped on my head, and that was the last damage. Ooh, yeah. Watch CB4 today and watch Last Dragon tomorrow. Do yourself a favor. Make your weekends better. Last Dragon, man. Last Dragon, if you haven't seen that, that movie's great too. It's gonna seem bad, but you have to realize it was Barry Gordy in like 1980. Was it 5? Or 7? That couldn't have been 7. That's way too late. And that was after Ghostbusters. After Aliens, after Action Jackson. I don't think Last Dragon. I think Last Dragon came out in like 85. Somebody have to check for me. I guess I could check here in a moment. Watch Last Dragon. Watch CB4 today. Do your Kung Fu Saturday. Watch Last Dragon, and then you can watch like... They got a bunch of martial arts stuff on Hulu, man. Watch Hulu. Go on Hulu and look at Action. And they got like 18... Well, they don't have 18 Jaded Rats. They got 18 Bronze Men. They got a bunch of different stuff, man. Those movies are great. Great. I was gonna drink some coffee, but he wasn't laughing at me. I forget. It's on the stages where you're moving right. Or moving left. Start right, move left. See how confused I am? And I'm just trying to play it, but you know, I got further than I did earlier. Like you can see that, and it's not that the game is easier because I'm on my last life. It's just like I said, you'll watch me grow over this season by putting these games in this season, and I'm gonna get hit so bad. Oh, that's it. Did they? I wonder if they pitched that up. Because they do that sometimes on these conversions. They'll change the audio slightly. It's not like Altered Beast where it was forced because they had to change the audio because of they didn't have to. I think it was a side effect, and then they just left it. Because Altered Beast, and I guess I could show you. I would have to change screen region and show you. Well, let me show you. It's Retro Saturdays. I'm gonna show you. Altered Beast. If you've never spent the time, see the friend who owned this game actually, he had a birthday party at Aladdin's Castle one year. Oh man, so it's like an hour or two depending on how much they paid, and I think we had an hour, just an hour. But before the arcade opens, they let the kids come in. Everything's on free play and everything like that. And so we were going game to game to game to game, just play. So I mean, they had Galaxy Force 3 was out, which is the big one that rotates and crap. So you play that for free. They had Altered Beast, and we'd just go game to game. So we'd beat Altered Beast, move to the next game. And so Altered Beast, I knew enough about Altered Beast by the time the Genesis came out, because Genesis was 89 and Altered Beast was 88, I think it was. And so when we got the Genesis, the game was pretty much the same. I mean, it wasn't as hard. And if you go and you play, they've got like a Genesis collection on Xbox or whatever, and they've got Altered Beast on that, but they also have the arcade versions, and you can see the differences. Music and just the largeness of the characters. But I actually think the Genesis version controls better. It's easier to do a lot of the jump kicks and move and stuff like that. But the thing I'm going to show you is when they shifted the voice sample, and let me go ahead and add a screen area here. Yes, I'll get back to gaming in a little bit, and thank you for stopping by, everybody. You're watching Retro Saturdays every Saturday with horror. I'm not at PAX. I'm assuming you guys aren't either. So we're all banding together here. Those of us who can't afford that. Window capture. Anyway, I don't have to full screen it or anything. Altered Beast, Rise from Your Grave. Rise from Your Grave. Oh, that's the theme though. It was really when you got to let me see, arcade. It's the stage 1 boss. And we're not going to play the long play. We're going to get to the guy. Oh my god, really an advertisement? This shit sucks. I'm just trying to show you guys, and they want to throw me a 30-second ad. Again. Okay, we're going to pause it while I talk, and actually while I pull the other one up. Because we don't want a review, we just want this shit. Oh. This guy. When you get to him, he taunts you. If you've ever played it, he's, oh, I should have had that play, I guess, huh? Oh, that's that stupid commercial where they want to piss you off. 95% of students, and if you're a student right now, I apologize for dogging you. 95% of students go online to do their homework. Man, I was trying to dial BBSs in high school, I didn't have access to the internet. It kind of pisses me off because these people, all these kids have all these devices. I don't even have a tablet, It's like, pisses me off. All these people go online now, and I used to be completely made fun of and shit for trying to use computers. So you can see the clarity of the game and how the difference in sprites. Of course, it's arcade versus Genesis. But you get to this guy, and he has a sample. And the sample's in probably 44.1K or 22K, but it's... Welcome to your doom. So he says, welcome to your doom. Welcome. It's real manly, and then you fight this thing, and you're like, oh fuck, right? And then you play the Genesis version, and it was with a pack-in, so you had to have this game, which was great. I wanted it. It was 2-player. I played Altered Beast all the time. You just run it through. It's just like what I do here. You run it through until you die. and then you hit reset. You know, this is one of the only three games I had at the beginning. I had this, I had Phantasy Star 2, the reason I chose that system, and then Moonwalker. But you get to the Genesis version, and you see it's higher. He's not as menacing. He's like, welcome to your doom, instead of welcome to your doom. And that was because the voice sample was changed. It pitched higher. Because they would take this voice sample, compress it, put it on there, and then because of the waveform and everything like that, it pitched the sample higher. And in some of these games, they do that, where even in a translation, somehow when they ported it over, the sample would change. So anyway, just a little ultra side note there is that, you know, it's not always 100% when they change it, and sometimes they either do it for a reason or they just leave it because, you know, they're like, well, let's just get it out, we don't necessarily care. Especially back in these days, because they were just kind of trying to get these games out there. But it's time for a Galaga run. Galaga NES, that is. I didn't spend a lot of time on this game. When I was playing this, I don't know if you guys been watching for some of the previous weeks, or if you went back and caught up on it, but the NES version is different than the arcade version. I mean, everything's more closed in, but it's true enough that you're still getting a good difficulty, and it's not one of these games where I would have been pissed to get this game. You know, you really wanted to play, and I'll start talking while I play so you guys can stop watching just the track mode and me talk. It's one of those games where, you know, if you got it, you're like, why didn't I get Zelda? Or why didn't I get one of these other games which were originals for the system? I think I would have been happy getting a Galaga. I wouldn't have been happy getting it early on when, you know, there were other titles like Metroid or something like that. But I mean, if you got it at Christmas and you knew they didn't pay $50 for it or something, like, I would have been happy with this. Especially because I didn't have a Galaga for Commodore. I had a Galaxian for Commodore. So it would have been good to put in time on it. But I had a Donkey Kong for Commodore. I didn't play it that much. I played Atari Donkey Kong for a long while. I played Atari Pac-Man for a long while. That's because you just had to, I guess. The sound effects used to crack me up. But it was one of those things where it was, we were so competitive in things, we would be competitive in Pac-Man. It'd be like, oh, I played Pac-Man for 4 hours, what'd you do? It'd be like, oh yeah, well, I played this game for 6. Ah, shit. And I killed 2 of these guys already. Oh well. I'll have to get my double ship love here when it's more difficult. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I'm gonna miss most of my challenging stage. What? Missed it. Doo 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 doo. Doo 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 doo. Gotta love the Galaga music. Gotta love it. Bum 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 bum. Oh, I don't want to do that. I need them. Wait, I need that. Get yourself together. Ah. Now we can't even capture. Not unless we get an extra life here. Nope. I want that 16, even if I'm gonna die. I'm gonna take that 16 and that 1,000 and run with it. This is a terrible game. This is like last week's game. I swear I broke 100,000 midweek. Hell, see, the Nintendo version, like I said, it's all closed in, so they do that. They dive bomb on you. It's pretty cool, because it's hard. You know, that's a terrible run, but we gotta mark the score. We gotta mark the score. We're gonna play another one, but it's not gonna be for ranking, because We just did that. That's terrible. Galaga. That's terrible. Stage 5. I mean, the previous week's score was 34,000. That's the one score that did not improve this week. This game will improve, but like I said, it's all closed in, so when they do that dive bomb, it's immediate in this version. Yeah, you have more screen real estate in the arcade version, and so these things don't come down right on top of you. And what's also easier to see is see, before they're doing the Space Invaders thing up there, and then when they finally set in, then they start doing the breathing, where it goes in and out, in and out. That's what she said, right? So perverse, but see, now they're doing the breathe in and breathe out. You can barely see it, because it was the only guy on the right side then at the expansion was the guy on the right, but they start doing this breathe in, breathe out instead of the Space Invader thing. Galaga tip. It's easier to control them from one side than another. These are the high scorer tips, you know, for the arcade. The people who can flip the score with regularity. You see these guys on the right? It's easier to control them if they're only coming from... Oh, I almost got clipped. If they're only coming from left side. See, when these guys come from the right, it's two different patterns, and they come, you know, because from whatever side they're on the division, they go that way or that way. So if you take out everybody on one side first, then you're only dodging people who have the same motion, as opposed to two separate motions. And so that's the high level ability to control what happens on screen, is you take out the right side, because also with the people on the left side, you can get away further than you can the people coming on the right side. It's easier to move right side of the screen for you than it is to the left side of the screen. That's what they were telling me. And it was something I kind of already did, but I wasn't oh hell. And this is gonna get real difficult. It wasn't something I always did, you know, I didn't always go for that. I would always go for bulk clears. But it makes sense. See, now it's easier to control these people because they're from that side. And they have to pull down here instead of getting both sides. So it's now something that I try to strive for, because like I said, I was just going for trying to clear as many as possible while they're in the formations, or while they get up there in the waiting formation. And here you can see the shift, and now when they reset the center, now they're starting the breathing. And this is a bad situation because you see all the ones on the... So we'll clear them out first. Oh, my ship's up there. I didn't even want to shoot him. I was just trying to keep that stuff off me. We got one ship left to try this retardedness. Not retardedness, I mean that's how you get your good scores on. See, and the guys who dive bomb are always at the end of the string too, so that's even more difficult. Oh, I don't want to shoot him. Oh, see, my bonus 1,000 points versus everything else that was going on. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I wanted to clear these guys out so there was less anarchy going on. There we go. Ah, I suck. Whoa! He tried to reset and that almost got dangerous. Alright. That was horrible. Oh, but it paid off because I happened to be in the right place. The other thing is, a lot of the top players, I don't do it because I like to, you know, off the hip sort of play. I always do that in a lot of games where I don't try to memorize. I don't try to pre-set up necessarily. I like to play off the cuff or off the hip. You know, that way I'm always reacting, and it makes me better at other games. It's like I'm not trying to be the best at a single game necessarily. When I play, I try to improve my skills overall, and one of those things is being able to react to a bunch of... Ooh, he did capture. I thought he wasn't going to. So, I don't memorize a line. Oh, fuck. I don't try to memorize lineups like on the challenging stages. I memorize zones, where kind of they're gonna be. The people who play high level in this, will they always come down from an area where the score is, so right underneath a certain number or whatever, they know it's going to line up there, and so they put themselves in dead places. The people who play high level, it does play high level Japanese style. Japanese, like Americans, we do this a lot. You know, right? No, but we do. We move the stick. We love to move that stick. I mean, it's a fucking joystick, so we grab that bitch and we don't stop moving, and that's... and then... shooters like Galaga, shooters like even vertical shooters, horizontal shooters. The Japanese don't play that way. They tap. They don't move unless they have to. So they'll sit there and just do and just hold down whatever the hell's going on with like AoE spray stuff. Like if you're playing Shikigami no Shiro, or if you're playing any cave game or something like that, you barely move. You move only when you have to. In America, we move for no reason. We're just, let's get in this motherfucker, Difference of style and play. And Galaga is one of those things where you set your character, you set your person up and you just sit there. And then you shift slightly. I don't play that way. I'm like, because it's a little bit more fun when you're all over the place. But see, 80,000. I could go to MAME and start running some MAME scores today, because I mean we've run our Nintendo ones and our NES weekly challenges almost fully. I'll do some arcade and show you guys some differences, but we still got a couple of more games to play on NES, so we're gonna get to this one. Another game I never owned. Would have been kind of nice to own it, even though it is kind of ugly. It's not like the arcade version, but NES Double Dragon has its own place in everybody's heart. Boom, boom, boom. It's music, it's the way everything, the fight happens, the difficulty level. The game's, I mean, classic. There's no other term for it. Classic. And it's great representation of Nintendo games at the time. I mean, where Nintendo games were getting, they were still a little jank, but they were still solid games right before the Genesis came out. Boom, 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 boom. And for some reason, there we go. For some reason, Technos was making you use the select button to get out of stuff. And the whole mode A, mode B, one player, two player, Japanese like that. In America, we're just like, let me play the game and give me a difficulty level, not like mode A, mode B. We weren't really into that. The notable difference in this versus the arcade version, other than the graphics, I mean, of course, was the lack of elbow. And what's also interesting is you gain moves as you play this game. Like at first, you don't even have a jump kick. Like the best I can do is that. At least as far as I can tell. I don't have an instruction manual. I didn't own this game, so I'm still just kind of just putting in time in it. I'd play this at other people's houses, and I'd be better at them at their own game, and it kind of sucked because this is one of those games that somebody had, and they wouldn't let you borrow games. They were one of those people, so it's like, and you get to play all the Double Dragon. Oh yeah, and Double Dragon for Commodore just sucked. I mean, it was, you know, it's things like Commodore controllers had one button, and it wasn't that they were necessarily limited to one button, but the system default specs were allowed you one button. And so that's what everybody made. And so there was no real deviation from when you were playing with controllers to give you two buttons. Somebody could go in and wire it, but then every game would have to be programmed with a different, because it used a 9-pin serial connector, the same one that the Atari uses, and the same one that the Genesis uses, which, if you didn't know, you can use Genesis controllers on Atari. You can also use Atari controllers on Genesis, but you only have that one. And we went ahead and found out last time that these hearts aren't live, so every time you hear that bleep bleep bleep, that's not an extra life or anything. It's strength. That's what I think is determining what abilities you have. But yeah, one button on the Commodore, so you're trying to play this game and you only have one attack button, so it wasn't very good. Plus, the way that they were doing sprites and stuff, the backgrounds looked horrible, and it wasn't. Commodore Double Dragon was not good. But there were a lot of games on Commodore that were better or exceeded, or just, you know, they had a lot of original games. You had Wasteland on Commodore. You didn't have Wasteland on Nintendo. Eventually we got a great version of Ultima 3. Because Ultima 3 for computer was good, but it wasn't great like the Nintendo version. The Nintendo version graphically, oh my god. It was like a whole other game. My friend, he bought Ultima 3, and we were just... that's all we played was Ultima 3 for the longest time. Months. But yeah, I use Master System uses the same controller setup as Genesis and everything too. So I use a Master System controller for Atari right now because I don't have an Atari controller that actually like works really well. Because, you know, finding an Atari controller that has... ugh, I'm dumb. Here, come down here. You be dumb too. You don't want to be. Finding an Atari controller that actually hits all directions well, it's a feat. You have to go searching. It's like finding a good set of paddles. It's hard to find a good set of Atari paddles. My second player works really well. My first player doesn't. And you have to order them and shit. You know, Atari Age, great place if you want to pick up Atari games or equipment, or AtariAge.com, that is. And they show up to a lot of these classic game fests, especially like, see, now I have my jump kick because I'm on 3 hearts. They show up to Houston Arcade and Pinball Expo, which is going to be coming up in November. And they show up to, I think, Classic Gaming Convention in Austin, and they go to, I think they go to the Dallas Pinball Fest too. Atari Age, man, check them out. If you ever wanted to buy an Atari game that's not one of the originals, but like a homebrew, they've got them. I've got one, it's called Gunfight. That thing's really good. It's like Outlaw Plus. Outlaws was the one where you were the 2 gunmen, and you shot at each other, and there was like an obstacle in the middle that either moved just up and down or just stayed stationary, and then you could set it to ricochet bullets and stuff. Outlaws was cool. I mean, it wasn't one of those games you wanted to own unless you knew somebody who would play high-level competitive with you, because it was definitely a 2-player game. It was like Air-Sea Battle. Whoever the hell wanted to play Air-Sea Battle by themselves? Nobody. Combat? I don't even... Did you even play Combat by yourself? We never did. I mean, we played Combat for the long time, my brother and I, until he stopped playing. He stopped playing games. Made me sad. You know, you lose your #1 competition. Double Dragon. get this dragon. Sorry, I had to change windows there. Oh, here's the knives in the back of the head that I always get hit with. And these are, it's time for some Abobo action. And last week I showed you guys Abobo's Big Adventure. You can go to abobosbigadventure.com and you guys should play that. Play some Abobo's Big Adventure while you're watching some CB4 today. That's and I get my knee, I get the grapple now that I have 4 hearts. Ah, same knife to the face every time. At least it wasn't the back of the head like last week. I got hit this game, Kung Fu and Trojan in the back of the head with knives. But yeah, abobosbigadventure.com, check it out. It's a fan-made Double Dragon, but you play a Abobo, and they have all kinds of, you know, cameos and different stuff. It's not just a straight Double Dragon with a Abobo sprite flip. It's a unique game. Get on that bitch today. Wow, stop it. I'm gonna punch you this time. Get that uppercut. Knees to the face. Mop head. I guess not knees, because he wasn't going for it, but you! I'll do 4 this time. I usually don't risk the 4, because sometimes he'll just flip out of it, but, not flip out of it, he'll fall out of it. You do the damage and he falls back. I'm taking this bat, whatever. Here you have to kind of push that screen forward. A lot of people, you'll get ahead of it. You know, this is one of those games that doesn't have perfect scrolling, so as you move, you get ahead, so like you only have that much clearance on the screen, so it's hard to make some of these jumps. Ooh, almost got knifed. I did it today. Ah, that was my fault. I tried to make them do that last week. I like knocking them into environments. Man, I don't have any life. And what sucks is when I die, inevitably, back to the beginning I go. Maybe I can do all this flawless. Abobo got no holds on me. Yeah, and if you can't look at, you know, type Abobo's Big Adventure, you know, just Google it and it will come up as the first link. It's ABOBO, Abobo. So everybody who's just joining us, welcome to the stream. I'm Zor, watching Geeks and Dorks, and this is Retro Saturdays, where every Saturday I play some retro games. Usually NES. We're out of season, we're in pre-season right now for weekly challenges, so I am doing my weekly challenges, but we're kind of gearing up on them. We're getting better. It's not like I'm ultimate at this, and these are great weekly challenges where I'm challenging world records. This is me trying to get significantly better at a game so we can start doing, there it is, we knew it was coming. So we can get, oh, it starts me right here. That's a, that's a good thing. This is where the elbow from the arcade would actually be significantly useful. But yeah, last season what I did was, you know, I started playing Batman and I can get out of it without dying now. And we can get to the Jaquio without continuing in Ninja Gaiden. So we take a game and we just start playing it until we die. Sometimes, like, when we get to the games that we're actually playing, we'll dedicate a game on a Saturday or 2 games and spend a couple of hours on it, doing some continues and just getting used to, you know, working out the fuck-ups, pretty much. You know, you will fuck up on some shit every time, so you just have to get better at it. But most of the time what we're doing is no continue runs here, and that just gets us better over time. So, yeah. It's like what I used to do in Street Fighter. And there's my 6 power. I think that sped me up. It looks like I'm faster than I was. I'm seeing if I had any new moves. I wonder if the instruction manual tells me that. You would think that some of these instruction manuals had like no information, but some of them were great. Like the Metroid instruction manual was really cool. It had little pictures, like the Zelda instruction manual. I'm just missing these people. You want to get it to where you're in between them and you're going back and forth between the two. You're one ugly motherfucker. Look at that moon. Look at that moon. Get that 70s. Oh no, that wasn't the part. This is where you get the wobble 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 wibble wobble 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 wibble wobble music. Oh, good. I thought I got hit there. So yeah, just playing some of this. Retro Saturdays. And check us out during the week. You know, we're just always doing random games. We got some shows that will be back on schedule when we hit the fall season. Right now we're trying to keep up with them, but we're going to be moving. And then we're going to be changing it around a bit. We're going to be putting a new show in there too. I don't want to ruin the surprise. It's a call-in show. So that'll be fun. And hopefully we'll be able to start doing some, at least once a month, challenges with some of these people on Twitch and see where their gaming skills really lie. The Geeks and Dorks Real Gamers Challenge, you know, where we test the mettle of some of these people. And we know a lot of them are real gamers, but, you know, it's always good to put people on the spot, right? Because you got to be able to jump on the stick anytime, anywhere. If you're good, you're good. If you're not, you're not. So, let's start challenging some of these people. When we're going to be in Dallas for the fall season, so we're going to be challenging people in the Dallas area. We'll be streaming some of the local events there, like especially Tekken and Gods. When Tekken 7 finally comes out, that's going to be great. Harada-san, if you ever watch this, hurry up, man. But, you know, take your time, it's cool. We know it's going to be done when it's done, and we know it's going to be great when it's done. Tekken 7. Have you guys seen all that stuff about Pokken? Pokken! It's a Pokken and Tekken mixed, and that's a real thing, man. Harada's been working on that. I don't know for certain, like, he hasn't said because they're not allowed to, because it's, like I said, all of Japan's working together. So you've got Nintendo's now getting help by Namco, Bandai Namco. And, but they're making this game for arcades only right now. There's no definite console release. They're still just trying to get it out in Japanese arcades. And the thing about Japanese arcades is they have a lot of these games that are like card collecting games, the card-ass games, like the Kamen Rider ones. Dude, we just ran a complete circle. We were supposed to go in somewhere. We're gonna run out of time. I bet you we're supposed to go in these caves. But they have to be dead first. How terrible. How terrible. No, I'm dead. In the middle of a jump kick. But yeah, they have these card games where it's like you kind of play it, but you just kind of put these cards in and then you make paper, rock, scissors decisions effectively. And I really hope this game isn't going to be one, which kind of sucks because the videos, and if you haven't seen the videos, I mean, there's like 2 not even really gameplay videos. There's a 6. I don't know what that does. Probably just more damage. I was seeing if I could just kick these dudes or something. It might be one of those games, so if they're showing the render engine and everything, it looks like it might be not Tekken Pokemon, but they are using the Tekken name, so fuck, let's hope it's actually a fighter. And it's not like, I'm not like I said, I'm not like Justin Flynn. Like, Pokemon came out, you know, other people are like, Pokemon came out when I was in school, and if you guys are that way, that's cool too, you know, but I'm 36. So Pokemon came out, and I was already married, living in Seattle, and I was watching Pocket Monsters before it came out, because up in Seattle we had, yeah, see, I gotta go in there. Oh, I forgot about all this. I wasn't here last time, because I think I think my last run was, I walked forward past the Abobo caves. But, yeah, I was watching Pocket Monsters because we had, there's a lot more Japanese population in Seattle than in Houston. So we had Japanese video stores, and so I'd rent some Pocket Monsters. Ugh, this isn't good. Can I even get up? Ah, this is why I'm a professional level game tester. Or was, when I was game testing. We gotta wait for the timer to run out to continue this run, but we're also out of lives. So the end of Double Dragon this week ends with us trapped in a corner. 37, 8, 10. Wherever we are. That's the Double Dragon run for this week. But yeah, I was watching Pocket Monsters, so it's not like I'm like, Pokemon's my life, because when American Pokemon came out, I mean, the first season was great, the dubbing was awesome, I watched it, I enjoyed it, but I had already watched 20 episodes, 25 episodes of the Japanese one by the time the American one came out. So it's not like I'm sitting there waiting, oh, Pokemon Fighter. I'm just happy because, like I said, they're branching out. I guess let me put this score up while this is going on. I mean, that's the end of the run. I've got no more lives, and I got glitched. So yeah, I'm happy Nintendo's branching out. I've been waiting for Nintendo. That's what Hyrule Warriors is. Hyrule Warriors is Nintendo finally allowing their games to be made by another company. They've been doing it for years. F-Zero X for GameCube, or F-Zero GX. No, it's F-Zero X. Whatever it was. That was made by Sega. Donkey Konga, made by Namco. That's why it looks so much like Taiko no Tatsujin. It was made by Namco. They've been doing it for years, just on the sly. And Capcom's been doing it for years, you know. But now they're actually just finally just saying, hey, here, Koei, take the Zelda license. Namco, here, Pokemon. Because they bought Game Freaks a long time ago. I mean, Smash Brothers was made by another company called HAL, and then appropriated. So Smash Brothers wasn't really Nintendo internal either. Double Dragon. And this is, I think, larger than last week's. I don't know what stage we're on. Last week's score was 32,790, so we're 5,000 above. Getting better, getting better. We actually went into the cave this time. So that's Double Dragon for the week. I think that might be it for the weekly challenges. Nah, we'll try Shinobi out. Crappy Shinobi, that makes me laugh. Oh, that's right. I think this is unofficial anyway. No, it was Tengen. Tengen put out Shinobi on NES. But we don't want to play that. We're gonna play some Rygar, I think. But we're gonna play the Japanese version because we're not really familiar with it. Like I said, we're gonna look at these differences. You know, I play a lot of, well, not a lot of. Once a year, I'll break out Rygar and I'll go through it. But we're gonna try out Argus no Senshi, or Kenshi, no Senshi. Sen. I think it's Senshi. Argos no Senshi. We'll see what the differences are. I always like this game. I mean, there's no real intro loop. It just kind of throws you in there. You got to figure out what to do. And here's an instance where the music's different. That's why I'm getting hit. This is an instance where, like I said, it's different. They've probably reset And I want to see if I've got the American version to show you guys. Otherwise, I'll go get it real quick because I have it. Let me do that real quick. Because this is the point where I want to show you. Where subtle differences. It may not be difficulty. Sometimes they'll do a little palette swap stuff. Changing sprites. But these are instances where it's like, I don't necessarily know why they're making the difference, but it's the little things. It's the little things. So let me go get that. I think maybe, you know, it's things where they felt, whomever on the American side was doing the shift, that they felt that the other music, you know, felt better. And it's gonna be real confusing on the Japanese one, trying to do these what's it called? Power-ups. Senshi no Kiai. So there's a Senshi's cry or something. Power up. So you power up on that one. That one's easy. Let me move this into the directory. Because yeah, we don't have my... In the new setup, we'll have the NES hooked up, so we'll be playing this with an NES controller, like I said before. Like I said, that's one of my favorite things to say, is like I said, because, I mean, I do reiterate a lot of things. Of course, you know, I say things, and then I say things over, and then I say things the next week, and then there's a few hours. Anyway, ramble. Where are these ROMs? Oh, they're up here, aren't they? It's such a bad word, except, you know, like, speedrunners are doing it. Speedrunners are getting away with it. Don't screw with me, you know, don't yell at me because I'm not playing my Japanese cartridge that I used to have, you know. I lost a lot of my stuff, and that's really not fun because I lost thousands of dollars of a collection in a divorce. Yeah, this music is completely different. It's weird too. I don't like one of the Rygar songs. It sounds like Brahms' Lullaby. See? See, I know this song really well. You go to the other title, and we get so different. If you've ever played the arcade version of this, it's as vastly different of a game as Strider, as Bionic Commando. Oh my god. And man, I can't think right now. What the hell? My brain is not working. What am I? Ninja Gaiden. You play the arcade version of Bionic Commando, Ninja Gaiden, especially Ninja Gaiden. And they're different. Rygar's different. Because they're arcade, you know, you put coins in it, it's a little bit different. But, I mean, on something like, you know, Bionic Commando was more of an adventure and stuff. But Ninja Gaiden was an action game. But in Ninja Gaiden Arcade, it's slower. You do, like, flips off of here. You know? Well, I should be playing games. But I'm going to be showing you guys. Because I have to show you. I could be showing you the game itself and actually play it. But let's just go ahead and go yet again onto YouTube and show you the difference. It was more of a brawler.
This school year, 95% of students
95% of blah blah. We sit here and make you watch this crap for 30 seconds while they insult me. I mean, all these kids have headphones and music and stuff like that. You know, like I had a Walkman and I didn't have rechargeable batteries, so that stuff wore out real quick. You know, these people, these commercials make me sick. They're all smiling and happy, and it's like, I was not a happy kid. It's just, I mean, I was a happy kid, but when you get into middle school and high school. Anyway, I am adding window. Let me show you what this game looks like. Ninja Gaijin here. See, first off, it's a beat 'em up. So you get up and down movement. And it just looks so jank. You know, this is not the Ninja Gaijin you're used to. Do a little zoom in here. Yes, that's Gus, not gas. It's a barrel of Gus. But you can watch him swing on stuff. I don't know if this guy's gonna do it or not. But you swing like you're in gymnastics or something. That's ugly, right? I can't get. Anyway, he's not gonna swing, but you see the significant differences, and he does these. I mean, it's like swing. It's real weird. Ninja Gaijin, the arcade version. You can see it's got insert coins, so it's actually 2-player. Or you can't see it. I can see it. Up here. I've got the window capture, and it's on this, and I increase the full screen. Up there, see insert coin? Beat 'em up. It's more like Romstar's Ninja Warriors than Ninja Gaiden, as we know and love it. So Ninja Gaijin. Yes. Back to Argos no Senshi. Argos. Getting used to this music is going to be different. I'm used to be like, and like I said, it gets to the point where it's like like there's Brahms' a lullaby in the American version of Rygar. But it's cool to play it differently. His rope climbing is just... I like how you can see his back muscles, but he humps the hell out of that rope. But I mean, if you ever climb a rope, it looks like you're humping it, because you gotta push up with your legs and everything. I mean, you're straddling that back. Ga. La ga. Nda. Noya, Maniwa, Ge. They're like missing something, whatever that symbol is. Rurose o something. Henoirigu Chiga Aru. Whatever, dude. Like they were weird enough in English, let alone trying to solve. And I'm pretty good at little weird Japanese puzzles. I mean, I beat Metal Gear Solid 1 in Japanese, and that was a feat and a half. I should go back and I'm gonna go back and play that during this fall season after we get set up. I'll do a whole run through Japanese Metal Gear Solid, because it's different. I mean, it's not different in plot, but it's different in presentation, because Snake, I mean, it's all in the voice actors, and instead of David Hayter sitting there imitating Kurt Russell, it's, you know, a real slick sounding Japanese badass, you know, a known voice actor. So you get to hear all these known voice actors in Metal Gear, and it makes more sense in the Japanese why he's pimping 3 girls at once. Even with the girls who are listening to his conversation, you know, he's like, you know, they're listening to each other and know that he's pimping the other ones, but it's fine. You know, but in the Japanese, you know, it makes sense because he's kind of slick like that. In the American, he talks like Christian Bale.